I'm so happy you're here. Zoe, this is your first late-night talk show.
Woo! Yeah!
How are you feeling? Are you okay? Are you nervous? Can we get you anything?
I'm terrified, but I asked my 98-year-old grandfather last night. I was like, you know, Granddad, I'm going to be on TV tomorrow night, and I'm really nervous. And he was like, you know what? Just giggle at everything.
Yeah.
So
that's not bad advice, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty insightful.
You could get away with anything if you like giggle at the end of it.
If you just you suck. Yeah, I thought your movie was terrible. Roll the clip.
Exactly.
You know what? Now, tell me, have your paths crossed before? Is this the first time you're meeting?
Well, I don't know if Zoe knows this, but I've auditioned for many roles that she has gotten.
Oh.
I don't know if Constance knows this, but I have auditioned for many roles that she has gotten.
Oh, wow. Go on, what are some of them? Can you remember what some of the roles were?
It's this little indie called Crazy Rich Asians.
Ah, yes, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
I'm not going to even say all the ones that, because I've auditioned for things post Crazy Rotations. When people think like, oh, you don't have audition. I was like, I audition. That she's gotten.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
Testament to your talent, my love.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
Constance.
Well, you are both incredibly talented. I'd love to see you in something together. I would absolutely love that. I mean, auditions are always tricky. Constance, have you ever had like a really terrible audition?
Well, it was one of my first, because I've always dreamed of being on Broadway. And, you know, when I was in drama school, I was like 19, 20, I couldn't audition for Broadway because I wasn't equity yet. That's the union for stage people.
Yeah.
But there's one loophole. Children, they don't expect you to be equity.
Yes.
So I decided to audition for young Simba and young Nala in The Lion King when I was 20. So I'm auditioning for like an 8-year-old's role, and I thought I could pass, and it was the first and only audition where I was the tallest person there.
Wow.
It was humiliating.
I applaud your gumption for even going through with it.
I didn't pass for an 8-year-old at 20.
What about you, Zoe? Have you had a worst audition story?
Well, I mean, so many doozies, but I also, one terrible one, the 6 Audis, I went out for a new musical. They said, prepare 16 bars of music. And I was like, great, a clear challenge. I'm a Virgo, I love an assignment, let's do this. 16 bars, I show up. 12 people had flown in from New York, which just felt extra. And I sang my 16 bars, and not a bar more, I cut myself off in the middle of a phrase.
Oh, wow.
I actually...
So you didn't do more than 16?
Yeah, and I actually did not know what the 17th bar was. So it went like, barking up the... Thank you. And then they asked, they're like, that was interesting. Could we hear the rest of it? And I'm like, you asked me for 16 bars.
Yeah.
If you wanted the rest of the song, I would have learned the rest of the song. And
correct.
so I just said, no. Thank you. And then I left.
Left the stage?
Yeah.
And you, I'm imagining, didn't get it?
I didn't get it, and that
You gotta keep them wanting more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that was the last musical audition I went out for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you lived in New York before you settled here in Los Angeles. What was it that initially made you do that trip to call Los Angeles your home?
Oh, God, you know, I was a diehard New Yorker, and, you know, I sort of hated LA on principle because of that. But then a boy broke my heart. So I just...
A boy in New York?
Yes, and this is what happens when I go through a breakup. I either move or I change my hair. And you could tell how bad the breakup was by how far I moved or how nuts my hair was.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a bad one.
So you moved here, and what did you do hair-wise? Or buzz cut?
God, it was... I don't even remember.
But
I might have plucked the whole thing out.
He broke your heart that badly that you just thought, I have to move to Los Angeles.
I have to move to the place I never, ever wanted to move, because that's, like, the only thing that I can do with my life at this point, and that's what I did. And I couldn't even afford to move. I put it on, like, maxed-out credit cards. Wow. Yeah.
And so you live in Brooklyn, but you used to live
lucky girl.
here. So when you... What do you like it here when you come back to visit? What sort of feelings come when you come back here?
Well, when I lived here for 5.5 years, it was a dark time. It was right after grad school, and I totaled 3 cars in that time. And
You okay?
yeah, I was fine. I keep doing this. I wish I'd stop doing that. And I totaled 2 PT Cruisers and thank you.
Some PT Cruiser fans are out there.
Yeah.
No, I think Reggie was applauding the totaling of a PT Cruiser.
Oh.
Because it's one less PT Cruiser on the road.
Right,
I think that's the thought, I think.
So yeah, I totaled 2 PT Cruisers and a rental car to pick up the second PT Cruiser.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was clearly not learning the lesson, so I had to move to New York where I cannot drive.
Yeah. And you certainly wouldn't buy a PT Cruiser in Brooklyn.
Right.
Unless you bought it ironically.
Right. Which no.
Hey, or the 3rd time's the charm. So maybe the 3rd PT Cruiser would start flying.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Or not.
Don't make me.
Now, Constance, we've got to congratulate you on your brilliant new show, The Terminal List. For anyone who doesn't know, tell us what it's about, who you play.
Well, I play a war journalist who is sort of digging for the dirt under this this mission that went wrong with some Navy SEALs. And Chris Pratt plays James Reese. He's like the head SEAL of this platoon that, I mean, no spoilers, but like something happens to them. And
it would be a boring show if nothing happened. If it's just a show about a lot of Navy SEAls and just these are pretty chill.
Just chilling. Yeah.
And it was like a game of Uno, sure.
Something happens, and we got to figure out how it happened and why.
Now, I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt. I like him very, very much. He's on the show this week. What's it like hanging out with him on set?
Well, he and I, or his wife and I, had babies around the same time. So we were just talking baby stuff. He was giving me advice on my milk.
Oh, wow.
Because I made a lot.
Right.
I'm a little girl, but I made a lot of milk. And he was like, you know what? Catherine does too. You got to get an extra freezer. And I did.
Oh, an additional milk freezer.
Just for the breast milk. And I had it, and I filled it up. And I wouldn't have had that were it not for Chris Pratt.
Oh my God.
Not just a pretty face. That's the beauty of